When thinking about factors, there is a special family of numbers called the prime numbers. A number is called prime if it has exactly two factors, namely itself and 1. If a number has more than two factors, it's called composite. Now notice, by these definitions, 1 is the odd man out. 1 only has one factor. 1's only factor is 1 itself. So 1 does not count as prime, and it doesn't count as composite. But how do we tell whether we have one of these prime numbers on our hands? Well, to see if we have a prime number on our hands, we just see if it's got any factors. So for example, if I say, is 6 prime? You'll say, no, 6 is 2 times 3. On the other hand, if I ask you, is 31 prime? You might need to take a minute and check. Right, of course, 31 divided by 1 is 31. So 31 does have itself and 1 as factors, but that's not all we need to be prime. We need to have nothing else. So let's see. Is 2 a factor? Well, 31 is bigger than the biggest number in my 2 row, so I'll do that division. 2 goes into 3 one time. 1 left over. Bring down the 1. 2 goes into 11 5 times, with 1 left over. So 2 isn't a factor. That's not enough. We need to find all of them. 31 divided by 3? Well, 31 is bigger than the biggest number in my 3 row, so I'll divide. 3 goes into 3 one time. Bring down the 1. 3 doesn't go into 1. It goes in 0 times. 1 left over. 31 divided by 3 is 10, remainder 1. 31 is not a factor. 3 is not a factor. Let's see. In my 4 row, 31 is between 28 and 32. 31 divided by 4, 4 times 7 is 28. So it's 7, remainder 3. 4 is not a factor. 31 divided by 5. 31 comes between 30 and 35 in my 5 row. 5 times 6 is 30. So 31 divided by 5 is 6, remainder 1. What about 6? 31 is between 30 and 36. 5 times 6 is 30. So this is 5, remainder 1. So 5 and 6 are not factors, and because 5 is smaller than 6, we stop. What are the factors of 31? Only 1 and 31. So is 31 prime? Yes. If we can find at least one pair of factors that are not 1 and the number itself, then the number is composite. If after searching through all of the numbers that they could be, we can't find any factors other than the number in itself, then the number is prime. It's helpful to know some of the small primes. The numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19 are all prime. At minimum, you should know these 6. These other 2 are also good to know. We could make huge long lists of prime numbers, but they frankly aren't worth memorizing. If you know through 13, you're in pretty good shape for dealing with most of the numbers less than 100. And then larger primes, you can always find this way. So I'm going to give you one of these to try. Is the number 51 prime? Pause the video and check now. All right, so of course, 51 divided by 1 is 51. So 1 and 51 are factors. 51 divided by 2. 51 is bigger than the biggest number in my 2 row, so we'll do the division. 2 goes into 5 twice. 2 goes into 11 5 times, with 1 left over. So 2 is not a factor. 51 divided by 3. 51 is bigger than the biggest number in my 3 row, so I'll do the division. 3 goes into 5 once. 3 goes into 21 7 times. Nothing left over. Oh, so 3 times 17 is 51. 51 is not prime, it's composite. Is 51 prime? No, and we know that because we found a factor that was not 1 or 51.